Tonight, the X finally falls. The Premier dumps Rob Johnson as West Australia's Emergency Service Minister. The opposition attacks the state government over its move to push Year 7s into high school. Thanks for watching.
Also making news, more embarrassment in Hong Kong as 23 people are arrested for alleged vote rigging. And how to wait for a bus in fine style.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Anna Godden.
Good evening. We begin with a big story for this week. Rob Johnson's portfolio as West Australia's Emergency Service Minister has been taken away by Premier Colin Barnett. It comes after more than 40 properties were destroyed in the Margaret River bushfire. Our reporter Ships Wei joins us now from Parliament House to tell us more about the Premier's decision.
Thanks, Ivan. Rob Johnson's role will be replaced by Transport Minister Troy Buswell. However, he will continue as Police and Road Safety Minister and the Leader of House in the Legislative Assembly. During the press conference, the Premier is confident that Troy Buswell is fit for the role as the Emergency Service Minister.
Troy Buswell is a proven minister. I want him to come in with a fresh and clear mind to look at the issues and the overall structure and management of that portfolio. He will work closely with Bill Marmion, particularly in the area of fires.
The Premier has also announced that former Federal Police Commissioner Mick Kilty will lead an inquiry into the blaze. Mr. Kilty recently did an inquiry into the Kelmscott and Rolly Stone bushfire, which has destroyed 70 homes in the area. The opposition leader Eric Ripper criticised Mr. Barnett, saying it's a bad decision to keep Rob Johnson as the Police Minister while retaining Environment Minister Bill Marmion.
In the whole area of fire management, the government faces a crisis of public confidence. The public hasn't had confidence in Rob Johnson, nor in Bill Marmion. So the Premier's only done half the job in removing Mr. Johnson.
When questioned on his performance, Mr. Johnson defended himself, saying that he believed he was up to the job. Back to you, Anna.
Thanks, Shibs. Colin Barnett and the Education Minister Liz Constable have announced that Year 7s will be shifted into secondary schools by 2015. They say the decision is backed by sound educational reasons, but Shadow Minister Ben Wyatt has criticised the move. He says WA parents are confused and concerned as the state government has made no effort to consult with stakeholders. Mr. Wyatt recommends that the state government should be adopting Queensland's procedure by releasing government's preferences, intentions, statewide consultations and announce the costs involved.
You do what Queensland did. You have a formal process, a formal proposal that the government is considering, and you call for submissions to allow parents, to allow teachers, to allow interested members of the public an opportunity to contribute to the debate.
Apart from education, the opposition is also concerned with overcrowding our public transport system. Shadow Transport Minister Ken Travers said basic infrastructures are missing out on funding as the state government is not correctly prioritising spending. They also expressed concerns about increased working hours.
We haven't seen them order enough trains and we've got overcrowded trains. What we're now seeing is that instead of buying enough buses and making sure that they keep them safe, they're just going to try and cram more people on to the existing bus fleet.
Currently, if you're someone who is newly arrived in Australia and don't have the infrastructure of family, or you're a low-income earner and don't have a car, you'll be put at a disadvantage if you're having to do increased hours without some sort of capability of being able to meet those hours.
Restaurant and bar owners in Northbridge would like to see the restaurant liquor restrictions lifted during this Christmas period.
The call comes after Fremantle has been given relaxed drinking controls during the World Sailing Championships. The management of Valentino's admits to DHK News that the restrictions cause profit losses as it drives away customers.
And when you try to explain to tourists that they can't drink outside but they can drink inside, they don't understand. And you lose the customer and you lose business. And lots of restaurants around here lose business like this.
The opposition leader Eric Ripper urges the state government to remove some restrictions during the summer school holidays as a trial.
Let's have an experiment. Let's have a pilot across the state where we can free up drinking in restaurants. Let's spread the drinking to more and smaller establishments. That's more enjoyable. That's also a safer drinking culture.
The Law Society WA has elected Dr. Christopher Kendall as its new president for 2012. Tonight, in an exclusive interview with Dr. Kendall, he'll tell us about the challenges facing WA's lawyers and what changes he will plan to make.
Look, I'm obviously very, very happy. I feel quite privileged and indeed honoured. The presidents before me have very big shoes to fill, but hopefully I'll do my best, and I'm very grateful for the support that I've been given. It's very important to me that the professional development programs that we offer are the very best, not just in Western Australia, but probably nationwide if I have my way. That for me, that flows comfortably from my own background previously as an academic, so I'm quite happy about that, and feel very lucky to work with a very good team at the Society. One of the other issues, obviously, that will be very important to me flows from the recommendations that were contained in the report on depression and anxiety in the legal profession, which the Society released earlier this year. That report identified a very clear problem in this profession. Lawyers suffer disproportionately from high levels of depression and anxiety. Related to that, obviously, are issues surrounding alcoholism and drug use. I think the time has come for us as a profession to take that very seriously. The Society tackled that earlier this year. There were 29 recommendations, and it's very important to me this year that all of those recommendations are fulfilled and implemented as quickly and effectively as possible.
The City of Fremantle has unveiled the newly refurbished Hilton Community Centre. This facelift cost $5.5 million. 2 community buildings in the facility have now been connected in order to improve facilities. The expanded building will allow more activity spaces to be shared by the community.
The long-awaited moment has finally happened this week as the Fremantle Mayor officially announced that the redevelopment of the Hilton Community Centre is completed. The redevelopment includes the relocation of toilets, improvements to the commercial kitchen, the development of an administration space, a multi-purpose workshop, additional storage and an extension to the PCYC gymnasium. Fremantle City Mayor Brad Pettit and federal member for Fremantle Melissa Park is excited about the new building and changes it will bring to the community.
I think what you're going to see is it's going to be a very popular spot for Hilton people, not just Hilton people, but for people from all around Fremantle who actually come together. I mean, it's fantastic, and the architects have done an amazing job.
It's a wonderful fruition of a great community effort, and community members, local government and the federal government working together to deliver this beautiful facility that is going to benefit this community so much.
The City of Fremantle received $3.25 million of Commonwealth funding in 2009 through the Regional and Local Community Infrastructure Project. The Fremantle Council has contributed another $1.7 million, and Lotto West has also contributed $585,000 to complete the fit-out. Alex Delbovics, DHK News.
To Hong Kong stories now. 23 people have been arrested by the ICAC for alleged vote rigging. More than 6 people are now facing charges of using false address to vote in the district council elections. They've been granted bail until the next hearing in February.
Kowloon City Court heard that the 6 had registered as residents of the same flat in Mong Kok, but the owners, who've been living there since 2007, knew none of them. The prosecution also revealed that 5 other people had been registered at the same flat, but it was not clear whether they were legitimate voters or not. The defendants were not required to enter a plea. All 6 gave addresses to the court outside the Kings Park constituency in Yau Tsim Mong, where they cast their ballots. They were freed on bail of between 10,000 to 20,000 Hong Kong dollars and ordered to surrender their travel documents. Lauren Chan, DHK News from Hong Kong.
The new MTR train's maiden voyage has attracted a bunch of railway fans and travellers in Hong Kong for a special rolling stock ride in the underground. Despite this train being made in China, most commuters said time will tell whether these new rolling stocks are safe and reliable.
The China-made MTR commuter train begins its maiden voyage at 10 o'clock this Thursday night on the MTR Kwun line. The new train features curvy handrail design, which creates more room for passengers, improved air conditioning, lighting system, sound installation, 4 LCD TV screens, and 2 CCTV cameras were also installed. Despite the train is made in China, passengers aren't too worried about that. The Mass Transit Railway said the new trains passed the test and will be servicing passengers in non-rush hour for the beginning period. DHK News understand that MTR has spent 1.1 billion Hong Kong dollars to purchase 10 train sets from mainland China. Kenneth Leung, DHK News, Hong Kong.
To some art stories now. If you are a regular bus passenger in Perth, you might have realised there is a bus station on St George Terrace that is dared to be different. It is decorated in a special classic style with printed oil paintings, golden picture frames and red curtains. This special beautification is an attempt from West Australia's State Art Gallery to raise awareness of the Princely Treasures exhibition. The exhibition will be closed on 9th of January 2012.
The total lunar eclipse in Hong Kong has attracted hundreds of amateur astronomers and citizens gathering together on the weekend to witness this amazing moment in the sky. The Victoria Harbour waterfront was packed as the eclipse began at 7:32 p.m. and then the moon turned to a rusty red by 10:06 p.m. The Hong Kong Observatory spokesperson said the weather was fine and perfect for viewing the total lunar eclipse. Some school teachers even brought the whole class to witness this event, hoping the students will learn more about science and astronomy.
Sport is next with Alex Tabovic and some sad news from the world of boxing.
That's right. Russian boxer Roman Simakov has died after a knockout in his WBC Asian title fight. The 27-year-old had to be carried off by a stretcher after a 7th round knockout by his compatriot Sergey Kovalev in their fight in Yekaterinburg earlier this week. Simakov, who began his career in 2008, won 19 of his 22 fights and after reaching hospital could not be revived by doctors. He was also knocked down in the 6th round but got going again only to meet his fate in the 7th. Changing pace and to cricket, and long gone are the days when it was thought that a double century in the one-day game was not possible. But Virender Sehwag has belted a spectacular 219 off 149 balls to lift India to 5 for 418 before dismissing the West Indies for 265 in the last over. Sehwag moved past Tendulkar's 200 not out, posted against South Africa in 2010 in the 44th over, when, on 197, he cut Andre Russell to the point fence. His innings had a bit of everything, with 25 boundaries and 7 sixes. And that is all in sport. From me, it's Merry Christmas. And back to you.
Thanks, Alex. And on that note, that's how the world looks tonight.
Thanks for your loyalty this year, and we'll see you again on the evening news in 4 weeks' time.
We wish you all to have a happy and safe festive season.
Merry Christmas, and see you later.
Good night.
Good night.